and welcome to the first episode of this podcast. How are we feeling today? Today's topic is fair trade and their cooperation with the chocolate company Cadbury. When Cadbury's announced 7 years ago that its leading brand, dairy milk, would be made from fair trade cocoa, it was hailed as a milestone and a return to the ideals of the Quaker founders. The decision is still proudly shown on Cadbury's website as a major moment in the company's almost 200-year history, and they are encouraging many of its rivals to do the same thing. But the company is facing criticism after pulling out of fair trade chocolate in favor of its own suitability program Cocoa Life. Dairy milk and other products will no longer be recognized as fair trade chocolate. The new Cocoa Life branding will replace the fair trade logo, which used to be on the front of plain dairy milk bars. However, the logo will not completely disappear from Cadbury packaging, it will just move to the back of the packet instead, on the grounds that Fairtrade will continue to keep an eye on the company's work. These changes will also be applied to the packaging of other Cadbury products, including drinking chocolate, dairy milk buttons, and giant buttons. The company's American owners, Mondelez International, says the move is a groundbreaking commitment to help more farmers in the developing world than before, claiming it will build on the work it did with Fairtrade. The Fairtrade Foundation claimed it was an exciting development, which would empower more poor communities. Although these changes have been heavily criticized, with some describing it as great Cadbury's fudge. David Marshall, a small British fair trade-only producer and founder of the Meaningful Chocolate Company, said, "We are shocked by this move. It feels like a classic Cadbury's fudge because they will have dropped fair trade ingredients but hope to get the fair trade logo on their bars of chocolate. This action will confuse the consumer, and many now believe this may put the fair trade scheme at risk." Many big farms resisted the fair trade movement for decades, but have gradually started to come over. Many will be saddened that Cadbury has decided to reverse this trend, he said. Under exciting fair trade rules, companies are made to pay cocoa farmers at least $2,000 per ton of cocoa, or the market price, which sometimes is higher. That rule does not exist under the Cocoa Life program. However, Cadbury's deal with Fairtrade to keep the logo demands that producers should not be worse off than other Fairtrade. Mike Gidney, chief on the decision-making of the Fairtrade Foundation, said, "We will be holding them to the agreement that the financial package is at least as good as the farmers would get for Fairtrade." He said the agreement to allow the non-fair trade bars to carry the fair trade logo will not mislead customers. He said, "We have a very high level of public trust and public confidence in fair trade, which we take very seriously." The green and black organic chocolate range owned by Cadbury's will continue to work under fair trade terms. Thanks for listening. Hope you learned something about the company Cadbury and its cooperation with Fairtrade and the development of working conditions. Stay tuned for next week's podcast. Have a wonderful day. Bye.